Hello, my convicts and convict cats. Yes, it is I, the Cup Convict, bringing you guys and gals another vlog. So I'm doing a quick vlog today. Today is an important vlog because it's talking about Modern Warfare. As we all know, Modern Warfare premiered yesterday, and we got to see what it was like and what we expect to see in the next Call of Duty. So without further ado, let's get it on and let's talk a bit about Modern Warfare. So I'm going to give you my pros and cons to what I think of what I saw yesterday. I watched the whole premiere, watched the whole thing through. I will apologise firstly because I did upload Battlefield 5 before Call of Duty, but apparently it never uploaded, and I didn't realise until after Call of Duty had finished, and then I noticed, so that's the reason why that was a little bit late yesterday. I don't know why it decided to not upload, it didn't even tell me, as far as I could see that it actually stopped, so I don't know, so I will apologise for that. Anyway, this is about Modern Warfare. So what I'm going to do today is give you my pros and cons to what I actually thought of Modern Warfare and if I think it's going to actually be good or not. So without further ado, let's get to it and let's talk about Modern Warfare. So, the pros. The game looks really, really good. The graphics look really, really good as well. After seeing the gameplay as well and people running around in multiplayer, it definitely is Call of Duty still. Has that Call of Duty feel. I think, to be honest, the first videos and especially the people that were playing it, such as Courage and that, it wasn't portrayed in a really good light. It looked a lot slower and a lot more methodical moving. It didn't look like the traditional Call of Duty that we obviously know of, and with it being on a new engine, we expected obviously a little bit different. I kind of did feel it was going to be a bit more clunky and kind of they were aiming more for a realistic sort of Rainbow Six Siege kind of game, which Rainbow Six Siege is, you know, a different sort of methodical moving because it's like a search and destroy game. So it obviously works. For Call of Duty, it's always been named as an arcade style shooter, and that's kind of, you know, the portrayal that you would expect from a game, and it didn't kind of show. After watching the premiere, it's been obviously confirmed that yes, it is still Call of Duty and it has still got that traditional Call of Duty feel and nothing's changed. Even with the new engine, they've done a really good job. The game looks really, really nice. The graphics look really, really good. And it does have that more realism to the actual game than what it has done in its previous years as a Call of Duty title. So for me personally, I actually liked the way it all looks, the way it plays. It seems to have, you know, everything you would expect. The doors looks like, you know, they will operate as they should do. Watching the premiere, the devs explain there's different ways that doors can be interacted with, as it's been a new mechanic obviously added into a Call of Duty game. We've never had certain things like that have been interactable. That's been a big part of the game. We do have little bits like Black Ops 4. If you go into Hacienda, you can open that secret room, but and obviously lower and raise the bridge as well on one of the maps as well. But the doors now are going to be a big part of it. A lot of buildings are going to have doors, and you're going to be able to interact. So you can either run at the door and smash it open and make really lots of noise. You can go up to it and normally open it normally, like you do a normal door, or you can open it part way and sort of look around, and you can even throw stuff in while doing that as well, which I think is a really nice addition to the game itself. To whether or not people are going to use it, I don't know. The mounting as well, you can mount your weapons now on most surfaces. So you can go to the edge of a door and mount your gun on the side there, but you've got to stand here and mount the gun like this. So it's going to leave you exposed somewhat, but it is going to reduce your recoil as well. So I kind of like that. There's going to be no sort of Call of Duty ghost where you kind of almost like head glitching on stuff. You're going to be more visible, and they've obviously made sure that they made it so if you're going to mount on something, you are higher up, so people can still see you quite easily and shoot you if you're, you know, trying to mount on anything. So that's really good, and it can be mounted to different surfaces. You can mount it if you're on the floor, if you're behind boxes, if you're on the door, you can stick your gun on the side of the door, and there's going to be quite more interaction with stuff, so that's good. I kind of like that idea. The sliding in the game seems to be in a good place as well. It didn't look over the top or anything like that, so that seems pretty decent. The guns look really good. The gunsmith has up to 30 to 60 attachments in it, which again is really good for customization, doing what you would like and stuff like that. Is really, really good idea. Now for the cons. Number one is the minimap. There is no minimap in the game unless you get a UAV. I kind of don't like the idea of it. It's going to take a little bit away from tradition to what Call of Duty always has had. The main reason for me I like the minimap is so I know where my teammates are going, so I know I can go the different routes. So if people are going a lot in the middle and there's not really anyone on the right hand side, I can go the right hand side. The fact that they're taking away from that and you're not going to have a minimap now until you call one in, I'm not too sure I like the idea. You have now got a sort of like a compass at the top instead, and it will mark out people as red dots if people shoot their gun. So so if they're kind of doing it to stop the people from chasing red dots, it's not really going to do that because you're going to have the compass to chase red dots anyway. So people are going to do that regardless. So I don't know. I kind of don't like the idea that they've done that, but we'll have to see. Even if they left the minimap up there and they just had that without the red dots ever coming up on the screen, that would be fine. If you hear something, you should hear it with your ears, not really have a visual cue to where it actually is coming from. So if someone shoots a weapon, then you should not be able to see him. You probably can hear it and run to that direction of where you can hear the audio from, but in real life, you wouldn't have red dots appearing on your map saying, "Oh, there's a player here, there's a bad guy here, go and get him." It would just be the sound, and then obviously you get a visual cue if you're getting shot nearby, because obviously it would give you a visual cue. Or if you're getting hit, you would detect you're getting hit by someone, and then you would know, obviously, getting shot at. So the minimaps, I don't understand why they've took them out and replaced it with a compass that kind of does that same thing anyway. Just doesn't really make a great deal of sense. But I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out once we play it on September the 12th. My second problem is ADS. The ADS is pretty slow in the game. I want to get Call of Duty to do more style of Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 had the best time for ADS and getting caught anyway. There was only a little bit of a difference between ADS and running an ADS and someone obviously going around the corner scoped. There was a fraction of seconds in between each one, so you could almost kill someone in sprints but almost get killed by someone who wasn't sprinting as well. So it was a very fine line between one and the other. One increasing one over the other, you're going to promote more people to camp or walk around scoped all the time, which is going to kind of be a little bit annoying because it's going to be a lot slower pacing game, even though it didn't show much with the streamers playing it, but obviously the streamers were just having fun with the game. When it comes to being a bit more serious and those that really want to get into the game and enjoy it, I don't know, it's going to promote a lot of people to hold back and not play in a standard way that would be you move around, you engage with the environment, you engage with the people, not run to the nearest building, hide in it, lay down in the corner, and then just wait for people to walk in. It's going to take away from that. So I think that's something they need to address and and reduce the ADS speed and make it faster. Potentially, hopefully, like Black Ops 3. That would help. Because I want it to be a fraction between, running up and doing this to, the normal way. Because a normal person, if you go to ADS, you'd be like that. It is almost instantaneous. You run in, you're going to be ADSing straight away. So if they want to keep it realistic, people can ADS pretty fast, If they, just get someone from the military or someone that they know from that side to do some work where they can stick the orbs on the motion tracking and get them to walk around in ADS and do it to the speed of what they can do it. They'll obviously see that they can ADS pretty fast. Even laying down on the floor and shooting, they could promote, could show how fast it is to lay down and stuff. So I think this should review the ADS and the going prone as well. I think going prone could be addressed and be a little bit quicker. Not too quick that it's obviously unnatural, but like I said, just get someone to actually do it while they're motion tracking them and set it to the speed of what they can do it. And there we go. You know, they could even shoot a target and then I could see if they were on target or off target, or, you know, what mistakes they made, and introduce that as a mechanic into the game as well. Why not? My third one is the Gunsmith, which is also going to add on to a bit in regards to the ADS as well. Now, the Gunsmith is really, really cool. It gives you 30 to 60 different attachments you can attach to your gun. But the minus is that when you attach these attachments, they give you what's called bonuses and unbonuses, or positive and negative, pros and cons, whatever you want to call it. So, for instance, the one that I saw on there was stock. If you put stock on your weapon using the Gunsmith, it gives you better strafing speed, but you ADS slower. So you can strafe faster while ADS, but your ADS is going to be slower. And seeing that the ADS time is already slow, how much slower is that going to make your ADS from before? So it's kind of like handicapping you from customizing your weapon to the way that you want it with the 30 to 60 attachments, because you're going to have certain things that are going to have a negative effect on the way that you can, you know, control your gun, the way you move, stuff like that. It's going to impact what you can use. So by him saying, oh yeah, you can customize your gun with 30 to 60 attachments, you know, you can do loads of customization. You can't, because you're limiting our customization, because we won't be able to do certain things because of the negative effect it's going to have on the playstyle or your weapon. Just doesn't make sense. So it's like, you can wear these gloves, but if you wear these really cool gold gloves, you're not going to be able to hip fire as well. If you put this muzzle brake on, you're going to have much more recoil than before. You know, if you put on this laser sight, you are going to lose your accuracy at shooting someone while ADS. It's so weird that they're giving you a pro and a con to something that's going to have a much more negative effect on your weapon, as well as a pro being something that could be possibly minor. Depends. I don't really know all the attachments, so I don't know what attachment does what to what negative effect it's going to have on your weapon. It's just it's going to reduce your actual customization of your weapon. Is my con on that one in particular on there. As from that, I don't really think there's too much else. They have removed Pig 10, which I have always enjoyed the Pig 10 system, so I'm not too sure if that's going to be a big negative as such. It's going to mean that a lot more people are going to carry lethals and stuns and stuff. I'm not a big fan of grenades and stuns in games because they never seem to get it right. And especially with stuns, it's so annoying that someone's very cheesy and they'll run up to you, throw a stun first to stun you, then they'll attack you. And because of, we know, such as like Black Ops 4 being the worst offender for the 9-bang, where you just like live for 10 minutes and you're just like, well, I might as well just wait to die because I can't do anything about it. I'm not too sure I'm going to enjoy that kind of side being reduced on it, but we'll see how it goes again on the 12th of September. And in regards to it, is it going to be an issue or not? I don't know. So we'll have to see on that. But apart from that, I think that's about as much as I could see that I actually thought was con of the game. So there's only minor cons. I wouldn't say it's going to be too big of a con for it. The streaks looked pretty decent in the game. I can't see them being too much of a problem. The Juggernaut, I don't know. The tank, there's going to be a big tank in some maps as well that you can drive around on. Half and half with the tank, but especially because it's AI controlled, it's not AI controlled, it's human controlled, which is going to make it really, really difficult, especially if everyone gets on the tank, everyone can ride the tank on the enemy team, and then you've got one that can shoot the tank. Again, it's not going to be in every map, but they've got a smaller version of the tank for maps that are too small to have a vehicle in. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I've not really seen many gameplays of people playing with that, so I don't know if that's too bad. The only other one actually I want to talk about, which is kind of a pro and a con at the same time, is the night vision or going dark mode, the dark mode in the game, where it was showing in premium gameplay where you play in the dark and you have to use night vision. And when you move around and you've got a laser sight on the end of your gun when you ADS, people can see obviously the laser sight and that, and they're showing this whole new way of playing Call of Duty. I would not mind that gameplay, but I really think that you should put it in a separate playlist, such as like the Sticks and Stones and Gun Game and stuff like that. They have separate modes. I do think that the dark mode should be in a separate mode to all of the other games, especially to multiplayer, because I don't really want to play standard multiplayer TDM, and then you have certain TDMs where you're playing normal maps. Certain maps will be the night vision maps, because it's going to be really annoying and horrible to play those in the normal circulation of TDM. So I really think they should keep it separate as a fun game like Gun Game and Sticks and Stones and stuff like that. One in the chamber or whatever, because I don't think it would be a great idea to have that in the normal rotation of maps, because I think not many people will like it. I don't think I would enjoy it as a permanent fixture, as a rotation map in TDM, because I don't really like Black Ops 4 when they've done the day and night modes. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. So we'll have to see where that lies when they bring it out in the beta. So hopefully it is a separate mode. So apart from that, I think I'm going to enjoy this Call of Duty. It looks really, really good. The doors looked really, really nice and interactable, the way that they've done it as well, where you can open it fully, you can slam it open by just running at it, or you can open it partly as well. I'm kind of a bit of a fan of that. It looks decent enough. The game runs like Call of Duty. The guns look really, really good. There's a couple of guns in there that looks pretty OP, like the burst weapon that they was using in the weapon in the multiplayer. Seemed to be a big fan. The MP5, I think they said it was a pretty dominant submachine gun. A lot of people were saying as well. So I think in general it looks pretty decent, and everything I've seen and watched, I enjoyed. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you watched the premiere, to what you actually thought of the game itself. I think personally it's pretty decent. There was nothing really screaming out at me too much that saying, oh my god, I'm not going to enjoy this Call of Duty at all. So I have pre-ordered the game. Obviously I want to play the beta in September. I've ordered it on Amazon, so the game will be delivered because I wanted the physical copy when it gets launched, and it gives me opportunity to play the game as well in September and not have to spend money straight away. So if you want to do that, definitely recommend doing it through such as like Amazon, because you get to play the beta without having to actually physically buy the game. Because if you buy digital, you have to buy the game first, and then you get the game and you get to play the actual beta. If you just want to try out the game first, I definitely recommend ordering such as at Amazon, and you can cancel your order afterwards if you feel it's not quite for you. I think they should do that with the digital copy as well. Just throw it out there, just let people play it, enjoy it, and play the beta. You want as many people to come in as you can and play the game, rather than forcing them to buy it on a digital copy and then, wanting to return it. You're not going to be able to, because PlayStation don't allow you to return the game. They'll just put your money back into your wallet and you get to spend it on a different game. You don't actually get a refund for it. So definitely do it through Amazon if you're going to consider just playing the beta and then sort of decide where you want to go from there, like I have done. I'm just going to wait for the code and hopefully get to play that, and hopefully get the physical copy as well, because you normally get the physical copy a few days before or on the day of release, which unfortunately it has failed for me a couple of times, but hopefully this time it's going to go right and I'm going to actually get to play the game and see what it's like. So baffled on so much. So I think the game's going to be pretty decent. I enjoyed it. Hopefully enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you're new, tap the notification bell to be notified of all my videos. You truly can be one of Kappa's convicts, or a convict head for the ladies. And yes, it is I, the Kappa Convict, signing out. And as always, I salute you, my convicts and convict heads, and I'll see you soon in some more vlogs and gameplays, unboxings, reviews, whatever we have in the future. You'll see me there. Bye for now.